Happy Wednesday, everyone. This is going to be a very brief stream. Today is January the 10th of 2024. The ETF seems to be finally approved after so many years. And the reason why I'm bringing my personal trade execution here is only, again, based on my personal experience in it. And again, based on the plan I was already planning, right? An idea I was already planning since September. This is basically the idea we're tracking since September. You guys already know. This one was a pending W formation, and I'm going to explain why I'm tracking these levels and some areas of confluences with minor time frames, okay? There are pending formations on the 4-hour that can act as confluence for this W formation that can be the overspill of that major W formation after pretty much nearly 75% from the time posted. You guys remember it was posted at the 26,000 region with the PRC. Of course, we made some mistakes in between because we wanted to long also or short to re-enter a long rather than holding the entire position, right? Again, this is normal. However, now that we are here, I'm still planning to trade my own plan. The same arguments remains there. Therefore, now that we're here on the current chart, these are the levels after a major upward move. If we go even to the higher levels, I believe we printed 80% from the time posted. 80% move, and now the ETF is being approved. We can go slightly higher, but those levels are again posted in the trade setup. Again, those levels that I'm tracking personally will be, you guys already know, you can check the TA or the signals on the BTC chart, and the levels that I can observe are already, again, the 0.618 that comes from the highs to the lows, right? The same idea or the same argument I was presenting yesterday. Unfortunately, that video got, I believe, blocked. So therefore, I need to go and make a new one tomorrow on charting across the board. That idea comes also with this chart from the same time, September 2023, right? We posted the same arguments based on the prior cycles also, that once reaching the key technical level of the 0.618 between the legs, between the levels, the 50% at 42 and the 0.618 at 48 and 600, I believe, will be in this case, or 500, with an overspill to 49 and 49, coincidentally. That is a level where I would like to execute positions, a short opportunity, understanding and being mindful of the risk, right? This is not recommended for high leverage. If you are going to apply extremely high leverage, please be mindful. I'm only applying here 5 to 10x, okay? That's on what I'm willing to risk, depending on the entry position also, or the size of the position, right? This is completely up to the trader. It is optional, and also none of these represent any financial advice, okay? Only an interpretation of the technical information that we were tracking since September. And now that we're here after 4 months, I did not even know that there was an ongoing approval or a listing or an application for the ETF back then. I can't remember. I don't really follow this news anymore. I remember ARK was one of the, it's been 3 years or so, or 4 even, since they were trying to first get listed into their, or list BTC into their platform, and now the ETF. It's been a long journey that I don't really keep track any of those news anymore. However, I am aware that this news can cause some short-term volatility, right? Despite the news, I'm already following or will follow my plan. If it doesn't play, this is fine, right? To me, at least. So again, those levels I'm tracking on this is the formation on the weekly time frame, okay? The levels I would like to portray here on the 4-hour time frame for potential confluence are also the same levels that I presented in the TA for the technical arguments on Bitcoin, that are pretty much these levels. The 1 to 72, okay, that was already achieved. The 1 to 72, and yesterday we reached the 1.41. Did I know that the SEC was going to be hacked, or the SEC account, the Twitter account was going to be hacked at the 1.41, at 47,962? I have no idea, right? Again, there is always not the narrative, but some type of, today apparently we got the approval. Again, I don't take this into consideration, rather strictly base my arguments or my approach based on price action. The patterns from the legends of the past is all I follow, okay? So therefore, but again, I'm aware that this can cause some type of reactionary move, right? Do I expect higher levels? Sure, we can go higher, but I'm following my plan. If it doesn't play, I'll act into the next execution or upon the next execution. So therefore, based on this chart, this is where I would like to bring the attention here on the BTC trade setup. Why? Because there are key levels that I'm tracking, okay? Those levels are, this one I charted on January the 8th without knowing the news yesterday, the ETF or the SEC hack, or supposedly hack, right? I have no idea. Now that we reach the 1.41, coincidentally, let's say, we are here, and these are the levels I'm tracking now, all right? This reactionary move at the 1.41, if we apply the Fibonacci retracement, okay? The Fib retracement from the prior highs of 45.86 or 45.860 back to the lows, we know that the PRCs, based on the congregation of ratios, are ranging between the 1.272 and the 1.41 highlighted here in yellow, okay? So therefore, these are the ratios. You can observe the first reactive move. The first reactive move, a reactionary move. Now the main one, the major turning point at the 1.41, this to me can be observed as a type 1 based on the reactionary move, nearly a 7% decline. However, now we can potentially go higher. There is an M formation at these levels that can take us to another ABCD reciprocal, okay? A very structure that can potentially act as confluence as the levels we're tracking at 48,500 and 49,000. Those are the levels from a reciprocal move. A to B equals CD, okay? From this ABCD structure, another harmonic structure that can take us to 49,000, okay? 48,900, that's the key level based on the hourly time frame, okay? So therefore, the confluences I do have at those levels comes from the W formation, right? The overspill levels that we posted as a setup, okay? The main one, of course, remains at the 1.6 or the 0.618 from the peak to the valley, right? The golden ratio, or the golden zone in this case, high to lows, those are the levels that comes at the 0.618, okay? The pending 1.618 so far, or 0.618 as of now. 48,500. Overspill potentially to 49, that can be the case. If we go back into the other chart on the 4-hour time frame, this level right here comes from, again, the highs to the lows, okay? And if we plot the level at 49 and 49, or $49,049, that is for the 1.6 here, right at the box in confluence with the pending ABCD reciprocal. That is a level where I am interested in shorting positions. You can be conservative and wait for the price action to react first, or more aggressive traders, I already have my pending orders or limit orders filled, or not filled, but pending, okay? And this 1.618 also was charted not only to be in mind, right? The charting application, the idea, the trade setup in mind, that I was projecting also in the event of farther upward move, depending on the reactive move here first, the 1.41. The next one that follows is a 1.618 butterflies, right? Just one ratio of up, 48,986. Basically, if I plot the proper ratios, depending on the exchange also, from the X to the A, you get 49 on Binance exchanges, okay? So again, the same levels. These are the main levels of confluence that I've been tracking based on this major pattern, okay? Now that we have new information, these levels are based on the hourly and the 4-hour time frame that can act as confluence, okay? So again, these are a personal strategy that I'm tracking, and I'm willing to take the risk. If it plays, great. If it doesn't, I'm gonna move into the next one, right? Because there is potentially a case that can take place also on BTC in the event, okay? Again, this is a brief stream. There isn't really much to talk other than explaining those levels of confluence. I'm reading the comments. It says, Tobias Cogan, lagging. I'm only getting half of what you're saying. Right, guys, let me make sure if I can make a video, at least a static video, to record a short video if this is creating another issue. I do not know what the issue is. Maybe it's my OBS software or the piece of BS, piece of bananas. Anyways, those are the levels. I hope if you got to this point, these are the levels I'm tracking on Bitcoin. Okay. So again, all of this has been predetermined already in advance. In other words, here I'm tracking these potential levels of confluence in the short-term time frame. The short-term time frame to execute potential entries with the overspill of 49,000, and the major formation, of course, based on the weekly, the W formation, considering also that we are at overvalue conditions. However, we noted yesterday that after reaching the overvalue conditions previously on 2020, we still made a major upward move. Do I believe that can be the case? I don't really know, but something, at least that based on the plan, tells me that I should stick to my plan and follow the trade. Okay? If it doesn't play, I'm gonna move into the next leg of the move if there is more upward continuation towards the upside. But again, we have been running extremely high since the $15,000 to the highs. That's represent. Apologize. So therefore, I'm only tracking my plan and here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.